all about the Archers. I'm Philippa.
I'm Katie.
I'm Lauren.
And when I last checked, I'm Quentin.
And this episode includes spoilers up to and including the episode of The Archers on Tuesday night, the 10th of October. So if you haven't heard that first, go and listen to that and then come and join us for the madness. This week we cover
Invitations and Usha.
My new mantra, Be More Snell.
Eddie and Pat.
and of course food and books. So let's get straight into it. So, Quentin, what did you think of the week so far?
I have enjoyed it, I think. I was getting very, very irritated by a certain Eddie Grundy, and I wanted to throw my radio out the window, but it's picked up with the drama. And I think tonight was really interesting, wasn't it? The invitation to Rob's baptism, which has caused a schism in the village. So I'm all agog. I'm all agog.
Yeah, me too. Lauren, what about you?
I find it hilarious that Rob has the audacity to send out invites to this baptism. And something that has perplexed me a little bit is that Pat knows what he's like. She knows that he's all about manipulation. So having the line written on there, special thanks to this, like, surely, I mean, anger is your go-to emotion, but not seeing through it. Come on, Pat. We're all seeing through it.
Even
She's
Helen,
just quick to react. Yeah.
Even Helen saw through it.
which amazed
yeah,
me,
Katie, what
actually.
did you
It did.
think?
Well, how's no one said it yet? Happy birthday, Susan.
She sat there with her hat
I
on.
have a party hat and everything. I've even got jammy dodger earrings in for Philippa. Like, come on, it's a party.
I've just had a pint of kefir. And I'm ready to
Poor
go.
you.
I thought I just
kefir.
thought something was sticking out of your head.
Happy birthday, Susan. Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday, Susan.
Happy
Yes.
birthday,
Yes.
Susan. Yeah, she got her dream birthday present and a tandem. But before we go any further, can we just cover food? Sorry, just need to do this very briefly. So we had
God.
canapes, a seafood buffet, sumptuous. We had pate and lamb, Robert ordered in the bowl, breakfast in bed for Susan, and then lobster and fish pie. There was a lot of seafood going on. Oh, what did I miss?
I've got some omissions. Yeah, lucky I'm here. Tarragon. Quite a lot on tarragon.
True.
Tarragon
Thank
in the freezer,
you.
dried tarragon, fresh tarragon, all of this. Sunday roast. Pat was having a Sunday roast. And for some reason I've written down worms. Why have I written down worms? Did someone talk about eating worms?
That doesn't spring
No.
to mind, but you've written it down, so I'm sure it
there we go.
happened.
Important.
Okay, faves and flops then. Let's have a look at this. Quentin, what were your faves? What were your flops?
Well, I mean, let's be honest. It's been fantastic hearing Usha give both barrels to Rob, hasn't it, this week? I mean, she has been fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
She has told him he's speaking a whole load of garbage, which was a magnificent use of that word. I haven't heard that for a while on The Archers. And then she gave it also to Alan as well, didn't she, before she apologised? And a great line. All I could say is, Jesus didn't have to live in Ambridge. There were some corkers this week. Fantastic lines. So, Usha, who I'm not normally a big fan of, has really impressed me this week, and I've enjoyed hearing her really go for it. As for the flops, well, I mean, there's none comes bigger than Eddie and his ridiculous Halloween story, which has just driven me nuts. I just wish Emma had actually thumped both of them and they just knocked the whole thing out, really. And the other thing that really grated with me this week was Linda's exaggerated French. Partay, she said, and buffet. Although she did redeem herself I thought she was lovely with Ardil when she listened to him, accepted his apology, then forgave him, and then was concerned about his well-being. So she did redeem herself, but her ridiculous French was a flop. A floppé.
Any other flops, or are those your flops for now?
Well, I want to leave some flops for my fellow floppies, so let's hear from them.
Flop for everyone.
Yeah.
Lauren, your faves, your flops?
My faves. I've had to dig deep to find some faves this week, to be honest. Quite enjoyed hearing about the next book on Emma's reading list, Great Expectations. Always enjoy a bookish mention, so enjoyed that. I also quite like the idea of 6 before 60. I'm quite into my projects. I mean, 6 before 60 to me feels a little bit tame. I feel like she could have maybe squeezed in 60 things before 60, but I've quite enjoyed following that, I'll be honest. But it's floptastic over here. I'm overrunning with flops. One of my main flops, and this happens regularly, is people in the shop or in the pub asking if it's okay to pay by card. Why do people always do that? Now I've told you that, you will not be able to not hear it. It happens like 2 or 3 times a week. It's happened twice this week already. People asking if it's okay to pay by card. It's fine to pay by card. It's 2023. You should be paying by card, by your phone. Agree with Quentin. Fed up with Eddie pushing the ghosts and the ghouls. No thank you to me for a Halloween walk. I thought Ardil I thought Ardil was very unsympathetic and quite unkind. I enjoyed him saying that he did not want to sully the firework night with a beer tent, and has then decided that it would be okay to have a stylish, airy space of a beer tent. So yeah, Ardil flopping for me a bit this week. What about you, Katie?
If I can just pick up on you that with that one, Lauren, with Ardil. I mean, he came out with some brilliant corporate speak, didn't he? We are relaunching Grey Gables as a style-forward radical departure in hospitality. I mean, what the beep is that? And he wanted the beer tent. He wanted to, when he came round to it, he wanted to unpack the concept.
He's stressed. He's very stressed.
He's very stressed. He's very stressed.
He left me stressed after that nonsense. Anyway, Katie. Faves and flops.
Yeah, he was a total snob about a beer marquee. Even if he was saying about a beer marquee with plastic tables and chairs with hay on the floor, I'd be there with a pint of Shires. I'd be well happy, but obviously not for him. Starting off with the flops, I agree with Quentin completely. I'd got Linda's about buffet, canapé and pate. I was just like, shut up. Linda is not my fave anyway, but I was like, stop it. And then she said it later on with some other word as well. I was like, oh, let's stop it. Come on. It's buffet. Come on. We all know that. And then my fave was actually at the start of Sunday when Alan and Jacob were chatting and they were talking about a status quo funeral. I was like, yes. Because I love status quo, so I'd be all over a double denim funeral. That would be amazing.
What's Jacob's part in that funeral? Have I missed something?
Was he on this week? I didn't.
The organ.
I missed him.
He plays the organ.
Of course.
That was it.
Yeah, he wasn't
They were
there.
talking
They were
about the
talking. He
music.
was talking about Jacob having to liaise with Jacob.
And the
Plays
other
organ.
yeah.
Makes all
and the
makes
other-
sense.
The other thing they slipped in, which I wasn't ever aware of, unless I've forgotten it, is that Kenton mentioned that he had been in the Merchant Navy. Did we know this? I
Yes,
didn't
we
know.
did.
Oh, I missed that.
Philippa
Yes,
has
we did.
confirmed that we did. Okay. So
We
if
did know
Philippa
that.
knows, then we did know, and we're very stupid for not knowing. But I thought I didn't know. Anyway, on
I've got the
to
fine.
dunce hat on, it's fine.
Miss Know-It-All. Philippa, your faves and flops.
Faves. Well, I don't know if it's a fave or a flop, but there were a lot of book mentions this week. So yes, we've had Of Mice and Men, Cinderella, Great Expectations, and then a book of poetry but unnamed. We didn't know what that book of poetry was.
Book of
Like
poetry.
Quentin, yes, it was just poetry. Like Quentin, I love the phrase Jesus didn't have to live in Ambridge. That's worth a tea towel. I'm sorry, it's got to happen. I was impressed with Helen tonight. I mean, I don't think I would have said that for a while, but
I agree. Yeah.
But it's these invitations. It seemed to be a week of invitations. So first of all, we had these VIP invitations that were sent to Usha and Alan and Pat and Tony. Not exactly high-end VIP. And if you didn't get an invitation and if you couldn't afford to buy one, oh, well, you can go to the bonfire party. Who's going to go to the bonfire party? I'd be insulted. I wouldn't do that.
I thought if you're too poor to come to the party, we're giving away free tickets to the bonfire party. No.
Yeah.
That's not what I thought at all. I thought if you're too poor to come along, They're giving away free tickets to the people that can actually afford them, but people who would like to go to the party, like Emma, can't afford to get them. So
but
elitist.
But she shall go to the ball, and,
she
and
shall.
Linda is the fairy godmother. I mean, amazingly, Philippa has missed out some food this evening, and she's missed out some poetry because Neil wrote a poem to Susan tonight in her card.
Yeah.
I mean, that
He
was
did.
top literature, that was.
It really was, yes. But let's just unpack this invitation from Rob. I mean, what is Rob's cunning plan with all of this? Who is he out to hurt the most? I mean, the minute I heard Susan open the invitation, I did screech with delight because it's awful, but it's also drama. But why would he do it? Q, what do you think?
It's maximum humiliation, isn't it? He was very threatening with Usha. There was a sort of racist overtones, wasn't there, when he was saying to her, well, you're not even Christian anyway, and you'll soon find out what I've got in store for you. So it's to punish them, to show that he's a narcissist. He wants control. So he's controlling the narrative, if you like. And he obviously hoped that it would undermine their relationship with Bridge Farm, get to Helen ultimately. It's sort of half work because Pat's gone off on one, but Helen has been cool as a cucumber. And like you, Philip, I was very, very impressed tonight. So by her, because I thought, I mean, she hasn't been told about Penny Hassett. And I think, what's she going to react to when she finds out he's living at Penny Hassett's? So we hold our horses on that. But if tonight's anything to go by, then she's going to be really calm, cool and collected about it.
Yeah. Lauren, what do you think?
I just despair as to where he's going next. I think he knows he's on his way out, or is he? We still haven't got to the bottom of that, but he knows he's on his way out. And will he just take down and just cause as much chaos as he can wherever he goes? Like, the gloves are off, really, aren't they, for him?
My question, and Katie, maybe you can help me with this, is how does he know when the baptism is going to be? Because he hasn't. It's tomorrow he's being handed over to this other rector. So how does he even know when it's going to happen? And I don't know. What do you think?
Exactly, because I assume he's got to have, I don't know, do they do baptism classes? I know they do for confirmation, but I don't know if they do for baptism or whatever. But yeah, he's obviously trying to get in there because Alan and Usha are kind of the centre of the community and Ambridge and whatever. So he's trying to cause it from the inside outwards, definitely. But yeah, I thought it was brilliant. I was the same as you. When she opened that invite, it was a twist that I definitely didn't see coming. I thought it's a genius way to get a bit of a rift.
Cards.
And I wonder who else is going to get them. Like, who else is he going to start getting into and poking with invites? I don't know.
Well, he'd probably send invites to Jack, won't he? And Henry. That's who
Of course, I hadn't thought of that.
That's who he really wants to impress. Yeah. And also, we've forgotten, I believe I'm right, that the rector who Alan has now sent him to is a woman, isn't she? Which is perhaps not a great move. I think she's a woman, isn't she? Who he's going to be baptised
but that
by?
could be a good move because she might not stand for any nonsense.
Well, I hope she does I hope she does an Usha on him, But you know what Rob's like with women.
You know what women are like with Rob, though? They see right through him.
They do.
Apart from Pat.
Yeah, I'm done with you. But
Patton,
this one's still got a long way to go.
but Pat and Usha weren't friends. It's only recently they've suddenly become best friends, and then a second later, Pat saying, "That's it. Don't darken my door again."
Almost like a plot device.
No, is this a drama?
I don't know about you, but I loved Susan's aggressive stamping with Usha in the shop today and the quickest credit card payment. I mean, again, when someone is angry in Ambridge, that payment goes through so quickly.
She's such a good actress who plays Susan. She really is. you could sense her contempt and fury with Usha, couldn't you? With every
She's so cold.
tight-lipped
Can
consonant.
you pass it over to me?
Yeah, she's brilliant. Very, very good. Yeah.
Okay, it's prediction time. I need one prediction from each of you. Mine will, no doubt, fail completely. They usually do. But Q, let's have your prediction. What's going to happen?
This is a dead cert. Dr. Malik is here to stay. I mean, she's already a speaking part, so I think she is going to be around for quite a bit, and we're going to find out quite a lot about Ardil, her little bro, and maybe find out who actually really owns Grey Gables. So she's around certainly for a while. Clever, they've made her a locum, because if they suddenly decide they've had enough, we don't need her anymore, she can move on somewhere else. But Dr. Malik is here to stay.
I like her. I'm looking forward to hearing more from her.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Go on, Lauren, what's your prediction?
Battle of the Bonfire Nights, anyone?
Oh, love it.
Maybe. Do you think? I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I feel like there was a lot of hoopla about it for it to just be, that's the end of that. So Kenton versus Ardil in Battle of the Bonfire Nights, let's say.
Yes, because Kenton's now given his invitation to the party to Emma, but might he want to go now? So that could cause further ructions. And yes, you're right. Oh, I'd love that. Battle of the Bonfires. Katie, what about you?
I've got, because they've done this whole, because now Will's been punched, he's not going to be the witch or whatever. Who's going to be the witch?
Oh, yeah.
So that's going to end up being something. So following on from Ardil being the Easter Bunny, is it going to be Ardil's sister's the witch? Are we going to carry it on that way? I don't know. And then someone else becomes Santa at the fete. I don't know. We're just going to get all of Ardil's family in as all the different fancy dress items. I don't know.
Well, of course,
Philippa,
Kathy was the Easter Bunny, so maybe Kathy will be the ghost.
Well, I was going to say, would you like to give us your completely unlikely prediction, please?
So my prediction is that Grey Gables is going to descend into disaster, and the hotel inspector from the TV series is going to arrive and cause such chaos. It's just going to spiral into even more of a disaster. But there we are.
So essentially you're saying Grey Gables is going to be a disaster.
I think it's going to be a disaster before it gets better. Yes, I think bad times are ahead for Grey Gables, but we will see. Next week I'll be joined by Quentin. The week after it will be Katie, then Lauren, and then all four of us again. We will be back hopefully on Saturday with a very special bonus episode, if it all works out, fingers crossed. You can find us on YouTube. There'll be a longer version of this on YouTube. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and that's it. That's it from us for this week. So it's bye-bye from me.
Bye-bye from me.
Goodbye from me.
And I think I meant to say goodbye at this point.
Bye-bye.
Lucky YouTubers, welcome. People who are watching on YouTube, we've got a little bonus section for you. Quentin's got a little surprise. Go on, Quentin, show us.
I've been itching to tell you this. Look, I mean, you chums had to plough through 700 pages of Like Rise to Candleford, and you did a sterling job, and I escaped. I thought I'd escaped. And my wonderful father-in-law died earlier this year, so we're going through his stuff, and I was going through his quite big vinyl collection, so I was click, 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 like this, and I was stopped in my tracks because I suddenly came across this.
How lovely. It's really lovely.
Love it.
Is as you can see, a record, Like Rise to Candleford by the Albion Band, and there you go, open it up. And I put it, Philippa said, well, you've got to listen to this. So I felt obliged to listen because you'd done so much hard work. And I put it on, and it's absolutely delightful because it's a combination of music and dialogue. And I was sitting there reading it like this, and I sort of reading the flyleaf inside, and I suddenly thought, oh, it's a National Theatre production. And then I realised I'd actually been to it as a 16-year-old. Yes, as a 16-year-old, we went to see this at the National Theatre. And I don't know if you can see this, but that's See that there? That's a promenade dance at the end, where they invited the audience up to dance to one of the folk tunes, and I got up to dance, and I got to dance with her, who is Valerie Whittington, and she was playing Laura. And
so what you're saying is you were the star of the show.
Yeah.
As always.
As always. But I just couldn't believe it. In the middle of all these records, this was here. And I got, I put something, I tweeted about it. It's got an enormous response. I mean, over 3,500 people today have seen it, loads of likes. People have said, oh, yeah, it's a really good album, the Albion Band are great. And they are. It's a really good album. And we even had a contribution from Paul Newman on our Facebook group, All About the Archers Facebook group. And Paul said, Mick Gregory was the drummer for the Albion Band. He was a drummer in our rock band at Exeter University. So it all comes together. All comes together.
Love it.
So there was my little bonus. And
it's lovely.
People are getting in touch with me saying, oh, I know I've got it in my collection. I'm going to dig it out. And they have. So if ever you come across the Albion Band, Lark Rise to Candleford, it's about 21 tracks, takes you about 50 minutes to listen to. Don't bother with the 700 pages you guys have gone through.
Are you sure? I still haven't done the 700 pages yet, so...
I was going to ask you, Lauren, have you... Have you not?
I've got 30 pages left. I might finish them tonight, we'll see.
Oh, you are going to finish them?
Been around,
Have we listened yet to the Radio 4 version,
No,
Lark
I
Rise
still
to
haven't
Ambridge?
listened.
Oh, it's beautiful.
You said it was lovely, the second one.
Yeah, and my favourite line, the last sentence, they have that as one of the last things that they say in it as well, and it was beautiful.
I will definitely listen.
Nice.
Sounds lovely. I'm looking forward to it.
But before we go, we need to say a huge thank you to everyone that's left us a review, particularly on Apple Podcasts. We can't even begin to thank you for it, and it makes such a difference. It really just helps getting the podcast out there for people to see, which is really important at this stage. So to all of you, we have read each one and we just love them. Thank you.
Keep them coming.
Wait, that's your bonus episode. But we'll be back hopefully with a full bonus episode on Saturday. So thanks everyone. Take care. Bye bye.